Welcome back, guys, to the Whiskey Explorer. I'm your host, Jeff, and tonight we've got a fun video, a bit of a different location here. That's just because I could not fit my whiskey collection into the little office space that I have there. So tonight we're going to do a roundup video, so we're going to explore and have a look at my whiskey collection for 2019, and we're going to do a special guest cameo of the 2018 Whiskey of the Year, in my opinion. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to it. So what I did was I just divided up my whiskeys into some categories, and I'm actually enjoying my runner-up to the Whiskey of the Year as I go through this video. So if you guys haven't done so already, I urge you to go and grab a dram and enjoy that as you watch. Alright, so Tour of the Bar 2019 Whiskey Collection. So I divided it up into kind of bourbons and American whiskeys, blended malts or blended scotches or whiskeys, and then single malts. So I've really been on this bourbon kick lately, and as you guys probably have noticed, I've yet to cover a bourbon in the Whiskey Explorer videos, but that is going to change. So coming up in the new year, I'm still trying to convince my wife to do another video with me. So I'm hoping that she will review this one. So let's start off with the Henry McKenna Bottled in Bond 10-year single barrel. So this is a super cool whiskey, but one that if you're from the Victoria, BC area, or even in Canada anywhere, this is going to be a tough bottle to get your hands on. It also just recently won Whiskey of the Year for 2018, so that of course increases the popularity and also by default then increases the scarcity of this one. Super excited to try this one. My brother picked this up for me when he was in the States, so looking forward to doing a review on this, the Henry McKenna single barrel, aged 10 years, bottled in bond. So that should be a good one. That one's not even opened yet, so we'll do an opening, and that's what I'm trying to get my wife to do the review with me on. So hopefully I'll convince her to do that. A little sip before we go on. Very nice. All right, so keeping on with the bourbons and American whiskeys. Next, we have one that surprisingly here in Victoria, this is a fairly readily available bottle. So this is the Weller Special Reserve, okay? So this is same mash bill as Buffalo Trace and Pappy Van Winkle. So some people refer to the 12-year version of this as the poor man's Pappy. So we'll get to that one as well. This one's a bit different. So this is actually a wheated bourbon as opposed to rye being the major component in the mash bill. So that one should be fun to do as well. So that's the Weller Special Reserve, okay? Bottled at 45%. All right, what else do we got? Okay. So also in the bourbon category, we have the Woodford Reserve. So this is the Distiller's Select. They also have a double oaked, which I don't have at the moment. But this is quite a, this bourbon packs a punch. So I'll try to get to this one in the reviews coming up soon as well. So Woodford Reserve Bourbon. All right, cool looking bottle too. Like that one. All right, what else do we got? Okay, so haven't tapped into this one too much. Not a huge fan of Jack Daniels in general, but I wanted to try this one because it's the Gentleman Jack, and I got this for like half price. Someone was selling it on like, you know, a used forum, and it was brand new, unopened, so I decided to take the opportunity to snag that up. So Gentleman's Jack, bottled at 40%. So we'll try to get to that one as well. And last in the bourbons category, so you guys can see I need to kind of beef up my bourbons here. I'd like to get the Elijah Craig on the show as well, so we'll look to do that in the new year as well. So I've got a Bullet bourbon here as well to check out. This one's bottled at 45%. You guys will see that I've got a VacuVin stopper in the top there. That's because the cork, when I bought it, was so dried out, it shredded like immediately, so I replaced it with that. Okay, so that rounds it up there for the bourbon category. All right, I'll just have another little sip of the dram here. All right, so now I'm gonna head on to the blended scotches or blended malts. All right, so first off, we've got an interesting one here. I've got the Cutty Sark Prohibition era. This is a sherry bomb. I'm not going to go too much into the individual bottles, just kind of giving you guys more or less an idea of what to expect for the upcoming reviews, and some of the bottles you'll see here are ones that I've already done. But this one here is super big hit of sherry on this one. Bottled at 50%, kind of a fun one. I just wanted to check it out, see what it was about. When I first opened this one, it was way more complex. So it had like black pepper notes and toffee and all this other stuff going on I really liked. As the bottle started to oxidize, then it got down there and it wasn't anything too crazy, like good, but you know, not bad. All right, so there we go. So that's Cutty Sark. All right, this is an interesting one. I haven't done this one on the show yet. I'll make a little bit of room for this here. This one, I was super excited to try because Jim Murray gave this one 92 points in the Whiskey Bible. So I thought that's gonna be a good one. I was super underwhelmed by it, but I do wanna hit this up and do this on the show because this is a blended malt, or again, like a vatted malt. So it's blended of just single malt scotches, bottled at 43%. And this one here, it says on the label, malt whiskey with a peaty finish. So I'm a peat guy. I did not get any peat on this one. So if that's what you're after and you see this one in the store, I'd skip it. But still, it's decent. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Naked Grouse. So if you like that kind of thing, you might like this one. All right, so there's the first one. I'm just gonna make a bit of room here. There's the first one in the blends category, or second one rather, in the blends category there. All right, so get these guys over just a little bit there. All right, next up, I did review this one on my channel. So far, this review has the most views, so that was interesting. I think just because it's Johnny Walker, super popular blended Scotch and black label. So this one's actually the triple cask edition where it's finished in Caribbean rum casks. So this one actually I was pleasantly surprised with. I thought this was quite good. So I liked this one. So there you go. Nice big bottle of that. 1 liter, bottled at 40%. So I'm gonna need to make my way through that one. All right, what else do we got in the blends category? Ooh, so this one I had high hopes for as well. So this is Black Bottle, and apparently the old Black Bottle was the stuff of legends. It was like a low-cost, peated, blended Scotch, and apparently it was excellent. That one used to come in like a green bottle. Now I don't have that one. I have the new version, which is Gordon Graham's Black Bottle, bottled at 40%. Very underwhelming dram. I was pretty disappointed with that one, but we'll get to that further in a review, hopefully. All right. And we also have a classic here. We've got the Bushmills Black Bush. This has been my camping bottle. So I like to go camping up in Nanaimo and ride dirt bikes and stuff like that. And this is one always finds its way around the campfire with me and my buddies. And it's a well-loved bottle there. So very easy, smooth drinking whiskey, especially if you don't want to think too much about what you're drinking. So there's that one there. Black Bottle by, Black Bush by Bushmills. All right. And lastly, we have the Compass Box. I just recently reviewed this one. Compass Box, the Spice Tree. This is an excellent dram. Love this one. Highly, highly recommend that. All right. And I'm going to put that one up in the front there. And then that sort of rounds out our blends for the bar for this year. All right. Now, without further ado, let's get on to the single malts. All right, so first up, I'm gonna do this little guy. Again, I'm just gonna make just a bit of room here. Kind of move some things around. Just so you guys can still see all the bottle collection there. It's kind of fun. This little guy here. So this guy's grown on me a little bit. So I reviewed this recently, the Tomatin Cuboken. At first, I wasn't really feeling it. The more I drink this one, the better I like it. So it might be worth checking out if you like kind of a little bit of like a floral dram with some citrus notes and then a hint of smoke in there. So that was the Tomaten Cuboken, and I've reviewed that one. So if you want to go check that out on my channel, you'll be able to find the review there. What do we got next? Oh yeah, okay, so we've got this one, this beauty right here. This is Lechag 10 years. I loved this bottle. Absolutely delicious, super rich, complex whiskey with lots of nice peat notes, smoked meat, also balanced nicely with honey, bit of lemon, delicious stuff. If you don't have a bottle of this Lechag 10, go out and get it. All right, so you guys see I've got the cork stopper on there as well. That's for a different reason. I wanted to suck some of the air out of there, so I used my vacuum tool to do that. So there's that one for you, the Lechag 10. All right, next up, we've got an interesting one. This one actually should have been under the blends, but I'll cover it now. This one came from a little boutique whiskey store in Calgary, the Kensington Wine Market, for those of you that know it. This one is the Elements of Islay Peat, and this is a blended malt Scotch whiskey. So this is a blend of all the Islay Scotches. Not all, obviously, but you know, some really good ones in there. This is bottled at cask strength. This is the full proof version. They also have a proofed down version of this, but I opted for the full proof. Bottled at a whopping 59.3%. This one will punch you in the face. If you're a peat head, you'll probably love it. So I'm going to put this one under the blends category there. I missed it on the last one. All right, next we've got a couple of different expressions from Deanston that I'm really excited to try. And I'm going to try to have the co-captain, Brad the Fish, over to get some Deanston reviews in. So first up we have the Deanston Virgin Oak. Okay, so non-age statement, but unchill filtered, uncolored, bottled at 46.3%. Really looking forward to checking that one out. Should be really good. Also in the Deanston lineup, I got this one for my brother for Christmas. The Deanston 12 years. Same thing again, bottled at 46.3%. Non-chill filtered, no color added. Up and coming distillery. From everything that the other reviewers are saying, this is a distillery to watch. So really looking forward to this. We'll do these guys, the Virgin Oak and the 12, we'll try to do those blind and give you guys an idea blind of what we think is the best whiskey there. All right, next up, the Venerable Macallan 12 Double Oak. Or this is the double cask rather. Really liked this one as well. My friend Brad and I reviewed this one, so if you want to go check that out on the channel, you'll be able to find that there. Nothing too much to say about this one other than crowd pleaser, excellent Scotch. You'll enjoy it, or hope you'll enjoy it. Next up, we've got the Springbank 10 years. Delicious whiskey. I really like it. The more I drink it, the more I find in the glass, the more I enjoy the experience. Super complex, really interesting single malt Scotch. I got it for a great deal. Had my brother bring it over from Calgary. If you find it here, unfortunately, it's very expensive. It's probably going to run you at least $100 or more. But even at $100, well worth it to check that out. So that's the Springbank 10. All right. What's up next? We've got Jura Superstition Lightly Peated. This one's really good. I like it a lot. Bottled at 43%, and now Jura's changed their whole lineup. So you can still find quite a bit of the old bottlings, so the Origins, the Prophecy, the Superstition. That's their old branding and their old lineup. But they are starting to phase that out, and they're going with age statement whiskeys and totally different branding. So if you are curious to check out any of the current Jura Superstition offerings, I suggest try to do that as soon as possible because they won't be around for too much longer. So that's the Jura Superstition NAS non-age statement. Put that guy out to the front there. Here we go. This is one classic here, Highland Park 12. I've got the old bottling here still, so not the Viking Honor. Love this bottle. It will always have a place on my shelf. And I've got a backup of this one as well. So that shows you how much I love this whiskey. Great whiskey, Highland Park 12. Classic. All right, then we've got, I'm gonna do this one first. Got the Bowmore 12, delicious whiskey. Great value in whiskey as well. Pick this one up for a fairly inexpensive price. So I love that one as well. And yeah, another Islay whiskey, bottled at 40%. All right, last, certainly not least, we've got the Lagavulin 16, the instant classic. This is your sit in a nice, beautiful leather chair by the fire and sip whiskey for 10 hours, a la Ron Swanson, right? So this is a fantastic whiskey. If you haven't tried it yet, I suggest going out and getting a bottle. I haven't reviewed it yet, so looking forward to getting this one in the new year as well. And that pretty much wraps it up for my whiskey bar for 2019. So always adding more to it, as you guys have seen, but for now that's what we've got. So I'll be enjoying going through these with you guys. So now I'm going to do a quick cameo, and I realize I'm really late to the party with this one. So I'm going to part the Seas of Scotch here, and I'm going to put aside my favorite whiskey, so my top whiskey of 2018, and I'm also going to give you guys the runner-up as well. So I'm gonna go with what other whiskey reviewers in the Whiskey Tube, Whiskey Fabric have been doing, and I'm only going to consider whiskeys that I've tried and reviewed this year. And I realize I'm super late to the party on this. I don't have as many reviews out yet as other reviewers, so I'm just going to go with what I found to be the best whiskey this year. So, my whiskey of the year for 2018 is the Lecheg 10-year-old. Just delicious, delicious Scotch from the Isle of Mull, aged 10 years, 46.3%, no chill filtration, no color added. This is an integrity bottling, and it is excellent, worth every penny. I picked this up at the local BC liquor store for 70 bucks. At that price, I think it represents the best value in whiskey out there. If you like peat, you will love this. So if you're a Lagavulin lover, or you like Laphroaig, or you like Ardbeg, I urge you guys to give this a try. Probably one of the best balanced whiskeys I've ever had. So that's my whiskey of the year for 2018, Lecheg 10. My runner-up to whiskey of the year is Compass Box, the Spice Tree. So tried this one, immediately fell in love with it. It is bottled at 46%, no non-chill filtered, no color added, a blended malt from Compass Box, the expert blenders. I highly recommend trying this one, guys. And if you want to check out the review I did on this year, you can check that out on my channel as well. All right, so that sums it up. And until next time, guys, enjoy your Scotch and Salancha.